Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Saturday mornings, messages of love from above. And for those of you on the other side of the world, happy evening to you. And before we get started here, let me get my desktop all set up and we will get into everything. Hope you're having an amazing weekend so far. It's a beautiful, cloudy, partly cloudy day. It started off very cloudy. It looks like the sun's trying to come out here. And welcome to spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. All right, I think I'm almost up to here. Boom, boom, here. All right. I think we are set on here. Hey, everybody. All right, yep, there it comes. Just waiting on confirmation from YouTube. They say we are live and we are good to go. So let us get into it. First of all, let's send some love out to the world. I like starting this way. It brings us all into a beautiful place. And the world can always use more unconditional love. When one of us sends unconditional love out to the world, it balances, kind of counterbalances a million people that are going through lower vibration fear energy. This picture that, a million. And so when we all do it all the time, it helps. But when we do it together, it multiplies it as well. So if you're watching live or even on replay, we can join outside of space and time to do this. So if you want to join me, I'm going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now in this moment, letting all that go in the outside world for a moment. Beautiful. Then as I hit the singing bowl here, I'm going to probably hit it like 3 times. And just allow that beautiful love energy to flow into your heart, fill you up, and overflow out to the world. And I'm adding a little extra in today to activate the angels, the awareness, the electricity of all of our guides and angels and loved ones. Everyone around us, it just feels like it's a little extra energy for them to be able to communicate with everyone today. So let's go ahead and do that. Beautiful, beautiful. Woo, wow. That's some powerful energy flowing today. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. A little overwhelming. I love it. All right. So, welcome, welcome. If you're new to the channel or new to these readings, welcome. We have got a great group of people, huge hearts, wonderful senses of humor. Most have both. It's a little joke, but a bunch. How the readings work, I do go down in order. First come, first serve for the free readings. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading. Spirit knows what you're looking for. So we'll pull cards on that. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, pulling more cards for those as well. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free readings. Before we jump into those, though, it's almost the end of the month. Can you believe it? Tomorrow is March 31st. Some of you already maybe are in March 31st. But on the first Saturday after the first of the month, here's a little link. YouTube gives me on the first of the month 10 free of my Zen Cricket YouTube channel memberships. I know it's a mouthful, right? But they give me 10 of those. And I give away 5 in the morning the first Saturday after the first of the month. So next Saturday, I'll give 5 free in the morning, 5 free in the evening. But you have to be eligible, you have to have your gifting setting set to on. So this video tells you how you can do that both in the live chat, and I think I included in there too, how you can do it on the main page. So I love giving them away. YouTube and Spirit decide. All I do is click a little button, give away 5, and then it runs its little thing and it tells us who the 5 winners are. So it's a 1-month membership in the Zen Cricket. You get access, advanced access to all my podcasts because I usually record 1 or 2 ahead. My picket cards, I usually record those a week ahead. So you get advanced access to those. And then also on Wednesday, I have a cozy chat, which we talk about my podcast, Chaos to Cozy, there as well. So you have access to all of that stuff. And that's what you'd have access if you win one of those Zen Cricket memberships. And if you're interested, just do like, hey, that sounds good. I like it anyway. Those are $2.99 a month, and I have a Praying Mantis membership at $7.99 a month. And shout out, I have a couple my members here. You can see their names in green with their badges. Johanna and Eliza. Hello, hello, my friends. Those are part of the reason that I'm able to do all the free memberships. I mean, the free readings is the memberships and all the donations that I receive, and those that purchase my services too. So this is what I do for my living right now, and so um, I wouldn't be able to do all the free stuff that I do without them. So thank you guys very much. The Praying Mantis gets everything I just talked about with the Zen Cricket, and then you also get access to a Thursday night Q&A that's for 2 hours, and after each of the 5 free sessions that I go on the weekend, I also have an hour after each one of those with my Praying Mantis members, so you get access to all that for $7.99 a month. Ain't bad. All right, so that is that. I just wanna make sure you're aware of how you can make sure you're eligible for that. And then also some other free stuff that we have. We had a pilgrimage meditation that came out, and this one we went to visit the solar plexus chakra of Mother Earth, which is in the middle of Australia on a place called Uluru. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly, or Ayers Rock is what it's also called. But beautiful, beautiful meditation. And there's a pick a card for that too, if you're interested. Uluru. Scooby Scooby Doo. All right. Then we also had, you're so funny, Johanna. We also had on Monday the Libra full moon eclipse. So this pick a card talks about how to make the most of that energy, and also, of course, has a pick a card. And because we're in the middle of an eclipse portal, because we had the lunar eclipse on Monday, and then a week from this Monday, we have the solar eclipse. Eclipses impact us 4 to 6 weeks at least before and after. So this video has a little eclipse guide telling you some things that you can do to make the most of the eclipse energy. And of course, I pick a card. Um, and also on my social media, on my Facebook and Instagram, I've been posting when I don't have a ton of things I'm posting. I've been posting little eclipse hints there too. So if you want little reminders, you can follow me. All of my social media is listed in the description box of the video. And of course, I mentioned my podcast From Chaos to Cozy, and we do have a new episode coming out tomorrow. But this one episode 7 from last Sunday was the power of choice. So if you're interested, the playlist is also linked there if you want to catch up on there. And God, I had a lot going on with our energies. If you're going like, you feel like your life is about to pop, well, you understand why. Because we also had the equinox happen last week where we have moved into spring and fall equinox, depending on if you're in the northern, southern hemisphere. So there's a 3 month forecast here. There's a playlist for each individual zodiac sign. So there's a video for each, and that's the playlist for that. It's a 3 month forecast. I think I said that already, but there you go. And then almost lastly, I know that's a lot of stuff. We had a lot of stuff going on though. That's why there's so many videos right now. But with the equinox happening in March, we go into Aries season. So happy birthday to all you Aries sun babies. And there's a special bonus for all of you on this video, 3 month forecast for specifically for you guys. And then there's a pick a card for the rest of us between three as well. So if you want to check those out. And then lastly, I had rolled out life purpose readings at the beginning of the month, and they are half off through tomorrow. So April 1st, no fooling. I'll be moving those back to regular price. So if you want to have any of those at the discounted price, you have through tomorrow to request that. Yeah, request. Yeah, I guess that's a good way. Book. That's the how you say it. Book the reading. All right. So that's everything. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. All right, everybody. So let's get into it. I do have a few donations, so we will start there. I'm going to start off using the Sufi Tarot, beautiful deck. So we'll start here. Um, so we do have. I got a donation via the PayPal first, and then we'll jump into the ones that were made in chat. So Shay Shay, welcome back. So let's give these a good shuffle. Those are kind of sorry ones. Let's try this. Party party. All right, that's a better one. All right, feels good. We will get into it. So let's see here. Thank you for your donation, my dear. And let's take a look here. So you have two questions. So they say they're obsessed and can fall hard for you. A glimpse on how they really feel. So I like that. Let's take a look here and see what's really going on below the surface here. Is that just a bunch of hot air, or does the hotness run deep? I like that. All right. So let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here. All right. Well, I like this. The energy on the bottom of the deck here. We do have the full card, which is about a new adventure, letting go of old cycles and beginning of a new adventure. And we've got the Emperor also on the bottom, which is that fire Aries energy with go, 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 movement, movement. But it's more, they roll over all four kings. It's a very balanced energy that's coming in here. And oh my gosh, you got all these major arcana on the bottom of the deck. So you also have the dreams come true, a star card coming in here, as well as the Empress, which is new beginnings, a lot of, energy that's, going on here. So, all of that is below the surface and happening there. So I know it's like boom, 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 boom. So seems like they mean it here. Um, so we've got that. Let's see what cards came out here on the not from the bottom of the deck, but the cards that came out. These came out together. It's interesting because you got the Two of Pentacles, which is the balance and the choice in the outside world. And I like this because they've got a choice of the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like this is the cycle that they left And, because this is all about cycles too with the infinity symbol, right? So the cycle they left was, this old ways of thinking, and the Nine of Pentacles, this fuller way of thinking that's coming in here. So, I like this energy of, the ending of the cycles, the beginning of this new adventure with the Fool card is them leaving behind the actions that they used to do. Like we said, they could have been a bit of a player, they could have been, a bit of a schmoozer and different things earlier, but that was because they were believing these thoughts and mindsets of that, cheated themselves out of a real relationship because they were I feel like their household, what they grew up in and everything, that I feel like father and maybe brothers and different things were very much about, it's about, um conquering and, intimacy, more passion, that this means you're successful, this means you're a man, this means blah, 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 blah. So they were going along with all that, but it never felt, you know, full for them. And that's why they're having this switch, right? You panicked, I know, right? But I like this little switcheroo that comes in with that. And it has to do here with the justice card too. Cutting away those thoughts and those beliefs that don't serve them anymore, connecting and seeing things from a higher perspective. So the balancing, again, in this balancing energy, right? Again, a switching from old ways to new ways, and this change that's happening. And I like how here we've got the Four of Cups and the Four of Coins. So emotional stability, external stability. So, before it was just like we thought, well, this is what I'm supposed to do, but it was so empty. It was unstable. It didn't feel stable emotionally or in the outside world, but this is what they're looking for, right? Yeah, I can understand. It's like, you fear like, something like, yeah, that makes sense here. That, on the bottom of the deck, this is kind of what your fear is the sudden ending of the relationship and the fullness here. But, you can look at those fears, right? Those fears are part of your journey too of, what am I fearing? Am I who I was before? No, definitely not, right? So you will never experience what you did in the past because you're not who you were in the past. You're completely different. So anything that happens will be new and different and not impact you in any way, shape, or form like it did before because, you're it's not so much that maybe that you healed in that you transformed, right? And you transformed from all of this experience, and it's like you were a caterpillar, and what you went through was painful, which is like when a caterpillar becomes caterpillar juice in the cocoon, where they lose their boundaries of the outside of who they were to form into this butterfly. But you never see a butterfly going, screw this, I'm going back in the cocoon and reversing to become a caterpillar again. Nope. You know? It's like, nope, moving forward, moving forward. So so I like that. So I feel like those feelings are real, right? You're a your Capricorn juice. Yeah, so, there is this, I like all those cards of, full card, the Emperor, oh, yeah, and the Emperor and Empress too. Duh. Now I know why they wanted me to look at it again. They really do feel like the divine counterparts, right? The queen rules over, I mean, the empress rules over all the queens, the emperor rules over all the kings. So they've got so much, you know, that's, between the two. And so I like that. It's very much this energy of they feel the compatibility. This is really how they feel, and they were like, "Yeah, I could fall hard for you because you're not." There's someone else that when I do readings for them, the spirit, the guides go, "You're not normal," but they mean it in a really good way, right? Yeah, Yeah, and then we'll look at the your second question about the hard to read, and we'll see what's going on there. But I like that, and it is because he's like, you're not normal. You're not like the other people. You are very much yourself, and very much, this is who I am. This is I'm going to be. So, if you don't like it, you know, we will you not have to worry about anything because a lightning strike will come from the heavens and wipe you off the face of the earth. And they're like, damn. But I like it, because they're like, that's what I want. Aries fire, they need someone who's fireproof. And you have this energy of being fireproof. Your goofy self. Yeah, I love it. And then the second question he had was like you said, he seems so closed off, like a lot. Will he open up? He just seems stiff. And for that, I'm gonna jump over here to this other deck, which is the Craft Cards Tarot. And I feel like for the second question, we want to just bring in a second deck and wonder if there's going to be some same cards coming in. Let's take a look here. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. All right. Yeah, and this makes sense. On the bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Pentacles. So, they are going through this rebirth and looking at their worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And so they're a little bit like you have so uptight. Well, it's like you're a butterfly who's been out of the cocoon, your wings are dried, you've been fluttering around pursuing nectar, and this is a different life for you. They're emerging from the cocoon as a brand new butterfly. And so, I feel like this is their not hesitancy, but that feels very vulnerable after you've been in this cocoon for so long and been that caterpillar for so long. You're so much lighter as a butterfly, you're heavy as a caterpillar, and that cocoon feels very heavy. But when you arise out of it, you feel so much lighter. And I feel like that's why they feel closed off, because the cocoon, and they're like sticky, and you see like one little, those little the legs of a butterfly are like really thin. You see one of these little legs come out, another one. I don't know how many legs they have, but another one, and you're like, okay. Then you see a little antenna stick out. They're making their way out, and um they just are ready, for this. On the bottom of the deck too, you've got the 8 of cups. So they are leaving behind emotions that don't serve them, ways that don't serve them, and there really are, bubbling to the surface here. Let's see what the 5 cards are that came out here. Yeah, he just doesn't know what to do with that. He's like, "Well, oh no, I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna make it worse." And, I feel like their mom used to manipulate them through the sadsies, like, "I'm sad," and that was manipulation. And so it kinda scares them a little bit when people do that, because they're expecting, it was how their mom got them to do things. They were like, "Wait till your father gets home for punishment." But for them, during the day, it was like, you know, go to their room to cry, or they act all sad and down, and I'm okay, trying to get them to do, what they wanted them to do. I feel like dad was very much, the disciplinarian, and mom was the the emotional abuser in a way. It's manipulation. And so that's why they just felt like, oh God, what, I don't know what to do with this, right? So I like that. Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, and so, you can don't be afraid to express your sadness. You can just tell them what you're expecting of them really helps them go, I'm sad. I don't expect you to change that. What I would like from you is some flowers, or this will be later, right? I just, or just, you don't need to try to change. I'm just going to sit in my sadness and don't worry. I don't I don't, need anything from you. But if you want to, send me a meme, a funny meme or whatever throughout the day, feel free to do so, but set the expectations of what you just say, this is just, communication, right? And, speaking of communication, we got Ace of Swords. So, I feel like they are, beginning to look at things from a different perspective here. I mean, they had oh, well, yeah, the Justice card is coming in here again too, you know, so they are working on getting rid of the old ways of thinking and trying to look at things from that higher perspective. And they even have the Two of Swords. So all this, balancing of their head and their heart is coming in here, and so they're just getting used to this new way of being, and I love this for them because it's like you are, you know, like I said, you're just not who they've experienced before because they also have changed, and so they're not drawing in so much of the old stuff anymore, and that's what has brought you guys together. Because if they were still in a lower vibration and you're on your higher vibration, you miss each other. But because they're on this higher vibrational plane now of their self-love and love, this is when you guys, are in each other's atmosphere now. So I like that. And again, I think we had the Four of Pentacles on the other one too, didn't we? We had the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. But I like this. It's a very solid foundation in the outside world. And, Ten of Cups, they definitely have all these feelings inside. But, you know, um, now I understand why they wanted me to leave the moon for last year. On the bottom of the deck is mother energy, the mother Luna energy. Their experience with females has not been uh-oh. It's not about the hidden and the unknown. They definitely are like going, this is mother Luna, this is mother. And so their experiences with mom, like when understanding it now, you know, going, okay, they have got a lot of pain from their interactions with their mom because their mom, manipulated them emotionally. And so there's a lot of emotion that's there, that just they've been transforming. And that's why they're just like, oh my God, but this is how they feel for you, which is great. 10 of Cups, full and overflowing, not, scary. I was gonna say scary spice, not scary cups, So this is a positive thing, and I know, right? You're just like, I'm gonna show him. I love. Ooh, I got goosebumps. Flood of energy. Wow. Because I feel like your heart is saying, I'm going to show him who a woman really is, and that they can be trusted. And I love this. Wow. Woof. Strong energy. So I love that. And so it's real, it's true. So you just understand the interactions. I wonder if he was like his mom was the only woman. I almost feel like, female, and everyone else was brother and dad. That's the kind of energy I get where, you know, his only experience was really that maybe his aunts kind of thing. But yeah, it's powerful. Wow, I love that. So yeah, and I feel like and he senses that, and he's like, all right, you're not you're not normal. Again, a little sis, yeah. So he experienced all of that before his sister. That makes sense too. Um, although she might be a tomboy with all those brothers. I must feel like I don't feel like she's a princess. She might be mom junior. But I love that for you. So I feel like that, the as he comes out of his cocoon more, and as he sees consistency in who you are, and that you're not, waiting to suddenly release this manipulation that happens there. So I like it. All right. So that is what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So that was one of my PayPals, right? You're like doing one of those cameras, right? Chicka, 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 chicka. So you can time lapse it. Absolutely. Thank you so much, my dear. I'm excited for you for this. All right. Many blessings. Hey, Kieran, and everyone else. I do both on here. Free readings, I go down in order, first come, first serve. But if anyone makes a donation, I do step outside of the free readings and prioritize those to honor the energy exchange. And then I go back when I finish. I do dive deeper into the donation readings as well. Um, yeah, we can definitely do that once I get down to you there. And I think Nova, no, you haven't missed any years, Nova, or anyone else. So we've got the order for the readings, the donations. We got Brenda. Hey, Brenda. You'll be up next. And then three supernovas. Boom, boom, boom. And I think, let me just check the timing here. And then Love1234, I see your Z PayPal. And then Mia, year 2, and then 2 more for Supernova. So that's how it will go for the donations for now. So we will jump down and information on how to make a donation. You can do super chat, but I also have uh, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and Square. All that's in the description box of the video, and there's no set amount. I know everyone's funds vary from moment to moment, day to day, person to person, and country to country too, with the cost of living and everything. So I don't look at that; I just honor it. So there you go. All right, so let's get into it here. So Brenda, thank you so much for your donation and your sticker. What's going on? What's the sticker here? All right. So you want to see what's going on with Eric last night? He messaged you, and you don't know if this is going to be fixed or if this is part of the whole relationship process and his thoughts about you and the relationship. Okay. So he did contact you. You said he messaged you. All right. So let's take a look here, and yeah, we're going to use these still. Let's shuffle these up here and see what's going on here. What are his thoughts and feelings? And is it going to continue? All right. Let's see what we got going on here. So he is in the middle of transformation here on the bottom of the deck with the Hanged Man coming in here. And even underneath that, we've got the Nine of Cups, which is dreams come true, and the Devil card. So I feel like more that there's this, you know, definitely transformative energy, and it has to do around, dreams come true and all of that type of energy. So I think we've talked about before that they are undergoing a change because of their life, and um and that's why they get drawn into work so much. But there is this battle going on, I feel, inside of them between their head and their heart. They showed me the Two of Swords in my head, which their head goes, "Oh, you have to have this, and this and this and this," and that's why he puts so much into work and all that stuff. And then his heart's going, "No, we just need love." So I feel like that's why it feels like they kind of rubber band right now, and they're going back and forth between the two. Because the outside world, they have to invest so much energy in that to make, their to try to feel like it's even a little bit satisfying and bringing meeting that list. With the heart, though, with you, it's easy. And That's where this battle's going on, it's like, his heart and his head are in this fencing battle. "En garde! Defend!" kind of stuff going on. So, let's look in here at the cards that came out for you here, though. Yeah. Yeah, see, so they do have their this is their higher self calling them to a different place, and they are leaving behind emotions and all this that don't serve them anymore, which that's where this person is headed off to the 9 of Cups. So, there is this they do feel this draw, they do feel like there's a lot of endings happening in their outside world to have this happen, and, so I do feel like they're a little stressed, a little scared, and they will move in and out of that until consistency happens, right? That's how the inner child inside of us hates change. It's like, this is scary. But when something happens over and over again, then that becomes the norm. And then they're like, okay, I feel safe again. And I feel like that's kind of the process they're going through here. Because here's the other dreams come true wish fulfillment card coming in here with the star card. And it also is Aquarius air energy. And what's really standing out here is I feel like I don't know if I forget what sign they are, but if they have air sign or Aquarius energy, that is but much about they get into their head a lot and emotions get stored in nice little compartments where um one of my friends who is married to an Aquarius, she goes, it's tough, it's wonderful because of everything that comes with Aquarian energy, but sometimes I just have to remind them and ask them for emotion. It's funny because I'm like, I can get that, I understand that they can get so caught up in to their tasks and their I'm going to do save the world that they forget, oh yeah, you need some emotion from me. So some of that might be in there too. Yeah. But they have the 10 of Pentacles, so there still is this feeling. This is one of my relationship cards. And this also is about it's part of the way they look at what needs to be done in the outside world for abundance to happen here. And the cycle they go on, yeah, the cycle they go back and forth with these 3 cards coming out together, they go from fear over to woohoo, wow, life is full and wonderful and what fear, and then back here because this is the cycle, right? It goes from one up into the other, right? It goes zoo zoo zoo. So, you know, I feel like the cycle will ultimately change, yeah, because you got your last 2 cards here are the 10 of Wands, which is the ending of how they're investing their energy and super focusing it, and the heart wins the battle with the Page of Cups. It takes it to a heightened place here. So, it's just sometimes when the rocket is blasting off onto a new adventure, it just takes some the shaking kinda happens, and then things, do, um, you know work themselves out here. They just need to, work through those fears that are there and this transformation that they're going through. They are definitely reevaluating their old ways of like I've got to have this much money and this much success and have this much blah 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 in order for me to be deemed my dream come true and everything, and then also the fear of well, if they have these beliefs, I got to take care of you and your children and everything else. And the pressure, what if I fail? Blah, blah, blah. So, and then they're like, well, wait, wait, wait. And then they interact and then they see how easy it's going to be. And then the fears sneak in. And then, so that's the cycle that they're going in there, I feel, with all that. So hopefully that helps, Brenda. And that's what's coming through here for you right now. So many blessings to you, and thank you again for your sticker and your donation. All right. And Supernova, you are up next. So thank you for your multiple donations, first of all. So your first question with the thinking sticker As you were freaking out internally these past few days, now suddenly you feel peace like nothing ever happened. Why is that? Makes you feel insane. We've talked about the moon, right? About tracking the phases of the moon as far as the zodiac sign. Because it's interesting that we had 2 or 3 days of Scorpio moon, and yesterday, late in the afternoon, and for the next couple days, we moved into Sagittarius energy. And I feel like that does have a lot to do with it. They just brought that into my head. So we'll pull some cards here, but I feel like tracking the moon is important. They sometimes they might even have free apps out there, but I know there's websites that allow you to track the moon, and so I like that. Like, I um, I just buy this each year, um, and it shows all of the moons each day. It has the moons each day. That's how you can tell. Over here, it's they help you track the moon, and it just keeps you aware of that. Because I used to think I was, you know, insane too, because I have a water moon, and the moon impacts me so much that because we have 2 or 3 days of fire, and then 2 or 3 days of, so we go into earth, so groundiness, and then we have 2 or 3 days of um, air in the head, in the mind. Then we drop into 2 or 3 days of emotion, and then we go back into fire. It's like woo, whoa, 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 or more like weaving through, you know, jumping, doot, 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 and that does impact us. So just be aware of that. All right. So let's take a look here. What else do they want you to know about this switching and changing of energy here? All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot below the surface here. You've got, yeah, and it makes total sense. Okay. So two cards on the bottom of the deck. You've got the Six of Cups and the Sun card. So child card and inner child card with the Ace of Cups emotions. So Scorpio energy, water energy, that the moon happened here. So that really shows that to me here, that it is these emotions and these changes of emotions that you have, that you experienced, really was, you know, bringing up a lot of past emotions bubbling to the surface. And Scorpio, water energy, Scorpio is the planet of transformation, ruled by Pluto. That's all about, change or die kind of energy, but it's transformative because they transform from a scorpion to an eagle, to, I'm sorry, a scorpion to a snake, to an eagle, to a phoenix, and so they're all about transformation. So whenever we have that, it's bubble, 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 and they do have us look at things. And that's what's happening. It's the doing the work, doing the inner work, facing the barriers. This is what the inner child rolls over, is the forest fields in our life that keep things from coming to us because of their beliefs. So this very much is this energy that came in, was the Scorpio energy. And let's see, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. Yeah, because Scorpio is the eighth house too, which is the Eight of Pentacles. So there is this, the work of the eighth house of Scorpio, looking at those things. So there you go, my dear. So really, if even if you do get just a little book, and just make it a moon journal. Go with, okay, today's date, the moon is in, Sagittarius. What am I feeling today? How do I feel different from yesterday? Because the moon was in a different sign, and I'm like, okay, I feel this way today. And does that continue as long as it is there? And then when the moon changes to a different sign a few days later, you're like, how do I feel different? And you really start to see how the moon specifically impacts you. It impacts everyone, but astrology is so different from everyone else that we're all influenced a little differently by the moon, and so it's good to be aware of that. So hopefully that helps. And then your second question, second donation, thank you for that, with the cool dude with the sunglasses. So let's find your second question here. There it is. So, question two, you want a question to Kurt's spirit. What wise words do you need to hear to keep you involved with being active in your creative endeavors? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see. I'm actually being drawn here to an oracle deck. The spirit messages. Okay, that makes sense because those butterflies, the transformation and the movement here. It's like even just the butterflies themselves is a good message about, you know, you tell a caterpillar it's worth the wait. You're gonna love the butterfly that you become. It's just, don't give up. Don't fear. Just allow, go with the flow of the change. And the caterpillar just does. It goes, oh, this is weird. What it's going through. Let's take a look here. What else does Kurt want you to know here? Yeah. Believe. Look at that beautiful heart chakra. Boom. See if I can get it to focus. There it goes. A little better there. And that one says the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. So, whatever you believe comes true, right? Let's take a look here. So this card should prompt you to evaluate your beliefs and your thought processes. This could be a time when self doubts and negative thoughts from past conditioning come to the surface and prevent you from moving forward. I love it. So while some people believe in a higher power greater than themselves, others sadly believe they're alone and that it's all about survival. In the more severe cases, some individuals just walk aimlessly upon this planet with a defeatist attitude, accepting whatever comes their way. Your spiritual, emotional, and psychological well being, your present and future relationships, your work or career can all be affected by past conditioning. When issues remain omnipresent in your life, it's time to take a critical look at your own belief system. Certain beliefs, combined with the energy of your thoughts, could be major factors that influence your life. Change your perception and alter your negative thoughts to positive affirmations. By consciously acknowledging that spirit is running through you and that you're meant to live a happy, abundant life, you'll experience your days on earth the way you were meant to, as a divine being. Wow. How perfect is that? And I feel like that's what's coming in here too with your first question. I feel like if it's been especially, during like the Scorpio moon, they there's this um challenging and looking at those past beliefs and how those can be transformed, right? So I like that. That's the message that they have for you for that one, Supernova. Yeah, really reevaluate your beliefs. Not like yourself, but what are these thoughts and beliefs that are in here, right? Because you're this perfect divine self, right? You're just reevaluating the thoughts and beliefs you have from your past conditioning in this lifetime that have become blocks between you and remembering how powerful and amazing and eternal that you are, right? So I like that. Yeah. So beautiful, beautiful. All right. And that's what they have for that one. And then we are to your third donation. Thank you so much. And your sticker, we're back to thinking again. Love your little stickers. So, question three, let's find that here. Um, oh, okay, right. It's right underneath it. Hello, if I just slow down. So you feel weird about everything now. So what do your guides want to assure and tell you about whatever? I like that. Let's take a look here. And if they want to use some oracle for you today, so we're going to use the divine energy oracle. Okay. So this is the energy, the weirdness energy. What do they want you to know about this weirdness energy? What do you need to know right now? All right. It's this one right here. Engage higher reason. Beautiful card there. Let's see what that brings in here. Kind of feel like it's like the what they were just talking about too, about what Kurt was talking about. Seeing things differently, seeing things from that higher perspective. Says, are you unsure of what is actually true and what is just your fear or illusion talking? Are you feeling insecure and threatened? Maybe, right? Is this what this is about, right? Not to worry, you are safe. It is time to discern fact from fiction, however, and respond to life's challenges in a grounded, objective way instead of in an emotionally reactive one. Rise above the rushing river of your emotions and engage your reason and logic to better navigate the daunting, emotionally charged rapids of the moment. That, again, this energy of these last few days of Scorpio water, emotional energy. It's like you're moving into the Sagittarius fire now, which will help. But I feel like they're wanting you to, um, you know, try to balance those emotions and have this, groundedness that comes in here. It says, for your divine energy is calling you to be detached and observe the situation objectively for the moment. Take nothing personally. Remain calm and available to all points of view without feeling defensive. Your divine invitation is to resist emotional drama, avoid its addictive lure, and see it for the waste of energy that it is. Use your higher reason to sort fact from fiction. Begin by looking at a situation from all sides. Organize your thoughts and tune into your sixth sense for clarity. And journal, all of that helps too, right? For example, if you're caught in an endless spiral of conflict with someone, ask yourself, what do I want to happen and what's actually occurring instead? What am I doing to prevent my desired outcome? What's the first step I must take in order to move forward? And am I willing to take that step? Reason isn't the opposite of intuition. Rather, it clears the way to better access your inner guidance. Allow your logic to lead you right now. So I like that. It's the, balancing the emotion with some thinking and, having some clarity around that. Oh, poo caca. So I like that. It's very clear message there. And I feel like journaling will help, you know, um, get the emotions and get the thoughts out onto paper so you can see them and bring them from the darkness into the light. And again, I just feel like it's becoming aware of following that moon energy is such an important part of all this. It just feels like it's all related to one another. All right. So that's what they have for you right now, Nova Nova, Supernova. And we'll be back for your other ones here momentarily. Yeah. Yeah. Objectively seeing it. Stepping out of the emotions, take a lot of breaths, come out of fear because the feelings, all those lower vibrational and comfortable feelings are rooted in fear. And like it said, you are safe. Take a big deep breath, several of them, and then that helps you come out of fear, and then you can see things objectively, and do that. And so I like that. Well, good. I'm glad you've been journaling too. So that's good. It's getting things out. But I feel like so much of that energy has to do with this Pluto energy. We've got, we just came into Aries energy. There's this rebirthing of that coming from Pisces into Aries. We got the eclipses going on here. So if you haven't checked out the eclipse video, be sure to check that out. Because eclipse energy is very much about significant rattling of our the super nodes, right? The south node and our north node. It's the it puts extra electricity into our journey of transformation. So got so much going on right now. I'm surprised that not everyone is feeling this extreme. We probably are, we're just not talking about it, right? So so definitely some good advice there. Thank you, spirit. Okay. All right, so let's continue down here. We'll get to your other questions here in a moment. So love 1234, you are up next here. So thank you for your donation via the PayPal. And all right, there we go. Scroll down there. And I feel like we're moving over here back to the Sufi tarot. Oh, you're too funny. All right. Yeah, yeah. It's very strong energies for sure. All right, so number 1, you wanna know, did your coworker you're so funny. It's normal. It's normal. So, okay, so that's for number 1. Number 2, all right. So, if this is a legal not illegal, medical question for number 2, disclaimer, boom, boom. You know all about those. We've talked about those before. And then number 3, yeah, right? Didn't we talk about that you'd have a remote job? Think you got the hermit? Didn't you get the hermit when we were asking about your last job there? Oh, sometimes you think it's not gonna be what it's gonna be, and then but thankfully, you know, you're so funny. All right. So let's take a look here. So we've got for your first question, we've got fire and ending of a cycle, beginning of a new adventure, and the Four of Swords, which is a peace of mind kind of card here. But it's almost like I feel like they did because this fire right here away, it just felt like a fire in the belly, and this uh ending, this release, and the Four of Swords is almost like this peace of mind, like they're like a little too comfortable. They're a little too peace of mind where they don't have those fears. They're just like, you know. But there's something here to do too with it's normal for how they were raised. And it's interesting when we look at, oh, that they're not supposed to do that. That's a rule. Who made that rule up? It's a natural thing that happens. We're just taught, oh, you're not supposed to do this in front of other people. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And it's like, but in some traditions, some countries, some beliefs, even some families, it's they have their own. Like they just all did that in front of each other, and they were like, "What's the big deal?" Right? Yeah. Yeah. And it's like it's natural. And so the judgment that you have on it is what you get to look at it. Bad for them to encounter? No, I feel like they have peace of mind about it. That's why I feel like they're just like, it was just a relief for them. But I just feel like they don't, it's a judgment that you have on them if you feel like it wasn't supposed to be, right? Supposed to be. Supposed to be, should, need to, have to, must. Those are human things and, taught. There might even be something, below, but it is, yeah, annoying. It's natural. It's annoying, but it's annoying because you have a thought in your head that it's supposed to be annoying. If you really look at things, because it impacts so much of our life, right? And it's a great example of that. Something that's just human. We have rules around things, so many rules around things that upset us. And when it upsets us, that's our problem, not someone else's. So annoyance happens in here, not out here. Things just happen. So it's a good reminder of it's like gnats for me. When I lived up in northern Idaho, I had so many plants in my living room, and I had a gnat infestation. And I was like, I'd be working, I worked from home, and on my computer, I'll say, "There's a gnat," and I'd kill it, and then another. I'd get so angry, and I'm like, "Why am I so angry? Because gnats are not supposed to be in here." And I'm like, are they? Who's to say? We're the ones that created walls and have these rules of no bugs are supposed to be in my home. They're like, they have a right to be here just like you do, and which is an amazing thing to really go, oh. And after I was like, you know what? They can be here. That's their right, just as much as I have a right to be here, so do they. And I was like, huh, okay. They disappeared. And anytime I see a gnat now, it's a reminder for me to go, "Oh, where are my expectations?" Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nat, for bringing me that message. You're my messenger. So you got message. You got a gastrous message. All right. So that's what they have for you for number one. It's a good thing, though. I mean, really, it's an awareness, right? So now you're whenever you have high expectations on something, you're gonna someone's gonna do that around you. Too funny. All right, and then number 2, number 2 coming in here for you. Yeah, yeah, I did. A message through the ethereal. All right, so number 2, in the clear, yeah, I feel you are. You got the 4 of Wands, which is joy and celebration. You got the Star card, which is dreams come true and hope and balance. I like this balancing energy coming in here too. You need to stay balanced. You've got the High Priestess, which is stepping away from all the stress, connecting higher, and the Eight of Cups is leaving behind emotions that don't serve you moving forward. So, you know, we talk about how stress and our fears impact our bodies, right? So when we look at calming, and I like this meditation type of energy, it's really about, I feel like you're in the clear, but it's when we go into fight or flight mode and we're in rotational fear a lot, our immune system gets shut down, gets shut down, gets shut down. And when it's like your guard dog is always, being taken away, then that's when the burglars come in, right? So that's what you have for that. And then number 3, about the partly remote, how would that be? All right. Yeah, I like it. You emotional stability, we like that. Ace of Cups, happiness, and the Four of Cups does talk about self-love, and it gives you the opportunity to really pursue yourself too, which I like with that. And you've got the, Eight of Staves, which is a lot of fast energy, a lot of fast movement, but also the Son of Coins, which the King of Pentacles, which tells me there's some good things that, allows you to really move fast on stuff, like, you don't have as much travel time and, you have a lot of ability to, be remote and do things on your own, but then that also slows other things down too. Um but it is all about, you know, um, this this journey of inwardness, right? So, yeah, it feels very a lot of happiness, a lot of emotional stability, a lot of passion and energy, but it also allows this slowness and this calmness because that's what you need. You need the ability to, focus on your dream soon to where you can really balance things and make the most of your time too. So I like it. Yeah. Yeah. School in 2025. Yeah. But it's good to get into the habit now, and that's the whole thing is getting the foundation and getting the balance of time and right studying and doing all that stuff. Exactly. So even though you start school, isn't that they're showing me Legally Blonde, right? And she shows up on the first day of class with her little poofy pen and her little notepad, and they're like, "Da, da, 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 da," and they're like she's like, "What? Isn't this the first day of class?" "Yeah, you were supposed to have read this entire book and done all this stuff before you started." So there's a lot of pre-work that can be done as well, so I like that. Yeah. So it's kind of developing that and getting the foundation of everything, so I like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Getting stuff cleared out, getting focused, getting your area around, decluttering, getting everything set. I like it. But it feels good. So, I feel like that's a good option for you there. All right. So that's what they have for you. Love1234. Thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. Alrighty, and then we're to Mia Mia. So we thank you for your dual donations. Let's give that first one some love and a like there. And let's see here. Did you ask above? Let me just scroll up here. I think you asked down below, but let me just make sure. Yep. Okay. Scroll, 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 scroll. All right, there it is, number one. Thank you guys are so helpful with you putting your ones on your multiple donations. Like, oh, yeah, that's the one. So happy Saturday to you. Hello, hello. So will Michelle be more communicative and excited, passionate about you after, or Michelle, after you meet? Now, since we cannot see each other, yet doesn't like to talk much by chat. All right, let's take a look here. So let's take a look here. Yes. We've got the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck with the Daughter of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, which is more communication. Swords are thoughts and beliefs and communication. So it feels like, yeah, that definitely will. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Yeah. I had a feeling here because they've got I thought they had some sort of uh, fear around communicating like over chat. They have the Three of Coins, which is about expressing themselves and being true to their authentic selves, and the Devil card with the 15, the Shadow, is they've got a lot of stuff below the surface about them communicating, like in front of, it can be like even in childhood, but like in school, and people are like, like they had to get up and give reports, and people blah 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 blah, and so them feeling like they're on on display, or things, they have this bubbling below the surface that makes them feel, you know, um, unsure and uncomfortable is a good word of communicating that way. They more one-on-one, face-to-face, they feel like, okay. But the other ones, that just feels like it kind of reverts back to like they feel that way. And it shows up in here too with the 5 of coins and the Son of Cups coming out together, which is the Knight of Cups. Movement of emotional energy, they are bridging over that. And the so I like that they're working on it, but the 5 of coins, the 5 of pentacles, are these feelings of being left behind, being left out in the cold, back, behind the scenes, and um, um, you know, just these feelings of not being good enough and being judged harshly. I can even see some, maybe I don't know if they had like a stutter or had trouble talking when they were younger, and they got berated for it by their siblings and parents, you know, because they had fear about what would people think and stuff. And so I feel like they had, they do have these challenges with expressing themselves. I even have a, you can almost see like I'm having trouble expressing what they're feeling. And that's the energy that's coming through in that, because I normally don't. I'm all blah blah blah. But spirit's just showing how they have a struggle with trying to say things right in front, But when in person, one to one, it's different. And we see that here with 3 of staves too, is that they change direction on how they're approaching you, with communication once you guys meet. So it feels very positive there, Mia Mia. So that's what they have for that one. Let's put these cards back in, and we'll take a look at your second question. All right. And for your second one here, let's give that some love and a like for your second donation. Thank you again for that. And let's find number 2 down here. There it is. And then you want to know, what are Felipe's thoughts, feelings for you now? Does he keep reading your letter, having emotions for you? Let's take a look here and see what's going on here. So, what's happening with Felipe? All right. Right. Yeah, they definitely are on this journey here. I think when we asked before, didn't we have like a wish come true kind of card? And we even have the world card coming in together, where there's this, you know, questioning of, what does a dream come true feel like? And I feel like they're in that space of, you know, is this what I want? But they're also, I think we talked about, because they're bringing it back to me, is this really what I am wanting? Is this really what would make me feel full and complete? Because we got the 4 of Cups, which they're bored with the emotions and experiences they've had in the past, and they're in this transformation, looking at things from a higher perspective. I mean, all of this is this questioning of life in a way, and this it's supported by these 2 cards too. 7 of Swords and 9 of Swords, nightmare, insomnia. It's making them think a lot about life and their old ways of thinking that have deceived them and that have stolen from them, right? They almost feel like life has tricked them in, because they grew up with all these small T truths, like we all do, and we kind of all feel a little betrayed by life in a way when we're taught, these are the 3 things that you need to do, and then your life will feel full and complete. You've gotta have friendships, lovers, whatever, relationships, situations, jobs, education, whatever, social status, whatever we feel, whatever these things that we've been given about situational and things. Our bodies have to look like this, and our possessions, we need to have all these possessions and this much money. And we do all this stuff, and then we're like, well, where's the happiness? And they're like, oops, sorry, that's you find that in the inside. Someone misinformed you, and that's the betrayal they feel of life. But they're also thinking about everything, going, well, if this stuff hasn't made me feel full, then what will? And we've got the strength card, which is their human and their higher self. So they're turning inward here. And even the yeah, even the um Malika of Coins is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, self nurturing, and the Hermit card, literally the Hermit card, which I feel like it's triggered them to think about things in their life. But if they're unhappy with stuff in the outside world, I feel like your letter just triggered a lot of internal thinking and looking at things and questioning of things. So, I don't feel like they're like wanting to, I don't know, that's kind of like they've paused everything to go, I don't know what I want to do. It's like what they're showing me in my head. They're reminding me of when I was like first, I think it was the second year I went to college, which I only went 2 years. Because the second year I had been taking, the regular requirements, and then I started to take some classes to find out. My dad wanted me to be an accountant, or he thought I should be. Took an accounting class. It's like no. Then I took a computer science class. I was like no. I took, um, another time, oh, finance class, no, because there's all these things that I thought, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. Well, maybe this one I'm supposed to. Maybe this one I'm supposed to do, and none of it was like floating my boat and making me excited because I was paying for it myself. I was like, I'm gonna stop, put a pause on it all, and then see what I want to do, and then I'll proceed. And I never did because what my heart wanted out of my life, I couldn't learn in school. I learned through the school of life. And so that's what I kind of feel is coming in with where they're coming from there. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming in, Mia Mia. So thank you again for your second donation. Many blessings to you. All right. And then Supernova, we are to your two additional ones. Thank you again for that. Your thinking emoticons, thinking, 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 a lot of reflection going on, which it's funny because Sagittarius, moon energy, Sagittarius, it likes to learn. It's the house, the ninth house of learning and wanting to seek and understand. And so it makes sense. You're probably really influenced by the moon. But so the question for this one, I think this is number 4, maybe. You want to know, what insight do your spirit guides want to say about your past's turmoil and how everything is different now that you're older, even though it's been 2 years since all that depression crap. You're funny. Yeah, right. So let's take a look here. Oops. Let's try that again. So what do they want you to know here? All right. Yeah. Let's see what these are all about here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I see it here. The energy on the bottom of the deck, I mean, you definitely have, you got the shadow card energy with the devil card and the 5 of swords, the battling between the head and the heart. And so it's like, I almost feel like you have had your Saturn return early. you know, it's like you're on an accelerated where you've done a lot of this, where Saturn and Capricorn energy, it's your lifelong beliefs are challenged. And even though it's like you've our mental body, of course, is between 7 and 14, emotional body 7 and under. But the 7 to 14 is when you were, really looking into your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and had this. What really helped with all of this is your relationship to your higher self and your guardian angels and looking at those things. So I feel like you really did, jump up and you really did, um, just realize and maybe have always had, connection to spirit in such a higher way, right? So it's like, let's see, you said even writing nonsensical crap about fetus in the womb. You got a little fetus obsession. You call yourself a fetus. That's funny. Yeah, and it just feels like there's been this such a reflection over these 2 years, because you even have the temperance, which is going back and forth, and it it might have felt like the 2 years. It almost feels like the 2 years were 10 years. So much that you went through, and so much that you transformed, and so much thinking, and so many experiences. It's almost like you're a 28-year-old person in an 18-year-old's body. Which is funny because 28, 29 years is the Saturn return. That's funny. But it is, and in the Shaw of Coins, this is they've gone through the entire Pentacles experience in the outside world, and that's what I feel like is like you've gotten like on this external journey to the extreme in a short amount of time, which is why it feels like everything's accelerated, because it is. It's like, you ever have, like, you see these classes online or whatever where they're like, well, you can do a year's worth of studying, but you can complete it in 10 weeks. It's like that kind of feeling that comes in with that. And yeah, and that's funny. Because you got the 10 of coins. I mean, the 10 of cups and the 9 of coins. The 9 of coins, here's the 9 of pentacles, really learning to be independent and standing on your own with spirit, because that's usually the 9 of pentacles has that. And then here's the 10 of cups, which is this, it's like this, oh wow, it's really cool because they're saying you had 10 years of the pentacles outside journey in 2 years. Now you're going to have this beautiful 10 of cups, which is this emotional overflowingness in the next 2 years. So you're really releasing a lot, and that makes sense too here. Oh wow, yeah, with the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups here, because you're really learning to connect to your higher love more and more. Part of that is you're learning to let go of emotions that don't serve you anymore, and relationships that don't serve you anymore. And so this emotional energy is returning back to you. You even have the um, Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and nurturing yourself too. So part of all this that's unfolding here is that you've dealt with a lot in the physical world. Now you're dealing with the emotions that you felt, during that period. So it's like you're getting into the root of those things at the bottom. Yeah. An old senile man at 65. Right. Well, you do have access to a lot of your past life, past lives. Maybe you were a old senile man at 65, and you're connecting to that past life experience. But I like this because, the 8 of Cups, it talks about here, the things that you've been doing is realizing, and you'll continue to do this for the next 2 years, is when you were younger, especially your emotional child, 7 years old and younger, we have three ways of expressing ourselves as children that come to us naturally. We don't develop our brain until 7 to 14, so we're going off of instinct, and our instinct tells us when we're happy, we laugh or smile. When we're upset, we cry or throw a tantrum. Well, laughter and Smiling is encouraged. When people see a baby crying or a young child crying, everyone, "Oh my god, you're so cute," and they just make us laugh, right? Because 'Cause they're so cute, they're little pure laughs. Then, when they cry or throw a tantrum, especially if you're a toddler, no, you will not do that. We're taught to push all those emotions and push all those things down, because we're told that we can't express those things, right? So what does a little child do when it needs to yell and scream and cry? And it's been really, through praise as well and punishment. It's like, oh, good, you're not crying. Let's get you some ice cream. Oh, okay. If I don't cry, I get ice cream, you know, or go to your room or I'll give you something to cry about, the extremes. But the little inner child bundles all that up, stuffs it down below, and then later in life is when we're able to bring those things up. And this is what's happening is you're able to bring up some of these emotions and go, why am I feeling this? It's of fear. I'm going to transform it into higher vibration. Let me see the truth of this. Like your other card said, I want to look at it objectively. I'm stepping outside of the situation. Let me look at it. Okay, when they said that, did that, whatever, they were in fear. That's why they did those things. It wasn't personal for me. So I'm releasing that energy, and then that transforms into higher wisdom, higher knowledge, but it brings back emotional energy. Then also realizing the relationships that you have invested emotional energy into that you don't need anymore. It's where you give 90% into the friendships or relationships, whether it's friends, family, whoever, and they only give 10% back. You're like, I'm letting that go. Or I'm going back to 50% and not giving that, right? So so that's what's going on there, and that's what they want you to know with that. That was pretty deep. But all right, so that's that one, and then your final one here. Let's see. Okay, so that was that one. All right. So this one here, let's scroll, 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 scroll. All right, and then you wanted to know what do we channel or pick up about your energy, experiences, and your psyche as a living human? Interesting. Let's take a look here. Yeah. So, your the overall energy that I feel coming in here is that you're normal. And you're like, no. And as an Aquarius sun, I used to hate being called normal. I enjoy being called weird and abnormal. But I feel like the energy that they want you to be aware of is that, we might think that, oh, my journey is different from everyone else's, and so I'm alone in this. And you've got your guides here, even your higher self coming in here, you know, with the Hierophant. And this energy that comes in is that, you know, um, all humans have the same experience. It's all from chaos to cozy. That's that whole podcast I do is it's all the journey. We all have dark times. No one has had a perfect childhood, a perfect life, getting everything they want. Every child, unless you're like a little baby that's adopted by a Buddhist monastery up in the Himalayas, you know, you know, and you're raised with open mind and free thinking, most of us are given a long list of supposed to's and fear rules that rules our life until we wake up, and then we wake up, and then we join together with our higher self and have different experiences. The length of time of how we're in each phase differs, but we're all in the same school. Like, we're all learning the same material, we're all experiencing a lot of the same stuff, though it's a different classroom, it's a different state, it's a different country. It's like we're all, as humans, learning all the same things, right? Yeah, you're not an alien. Well, you're human, you're having a human experience, but you also, you're experiencing multiple lives with your higher self, right? We get caught up, our ego gets caught up in going, "Oh, I'm the only one." It wants to be the only one, it wants to be separate because it wants to be special. But when we realize none of us is special, we're all special. No one's not special. That's a good way to look at it instead of the other, because we're all down here on purpose to come to this giant amusement park to experience everything. And so, when we're looking at it all, I feel like the energy that it just needs to be important is that we don't know what anyone else has gone through. And I don't know, I don't know if I read this yesterday. Yeah, you know, the but I feel like I need to read it again even if I did. I think it's if I don't think I read it to you, but this is good for anyone who's listening right now. Because I read it on Facebook, and this person said, "A different version of you exists in the minds of everyone who knows you." Because this person had read a book that someone goes crazy because they feel that no one really knows them. But the gist of it was all that the person you think of as yourself exists only for you. And even you don't really know who that is. It's all an illusion. Where our human is seeing our life and creating this persona, this illusion, this personality that is, made up, and every person you meet, every person you have a relationship with or make eye contact with on the street creates a version of you in their heads. And you're not the same person to your mom as to your dad, as to your siblings, than to your coworkers, your neighbors, or your friends. There are 1,000 different versions of yourself out there in people's minds. You exists in each version, and yet you in yourself isn't really a someone at all. And I like that because it really just blows our mind, right? It's like this idea of who we are. We think everyone thinks this way of us, but no, everyone has a different version of us that we don't even know what's out there. No one knows the version that we see of everyone else because that's unique to our version that's in our own head. And I love that because, there's this, energy that allows us to go, you know what? Um, I'm made up. This personality that I am, it's made up. It's not really who I am. When we realize who we really are, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, that's our true self. This is just a made up character for this moment in this improv that we're putting on this play. It's like if you were an improv actor and you don't know until you get to stage, they give you a little piece of paper telling you who you are, what scene you're going to be in, and the theme, and go. Each time you come back here, you're creating this character. It's unique and it's made up, right? And when we realize that, yeah, it depends on everyone's inner world. Right? Exactly, Johanna. So how I have experienced life is what everyone's version of how I'm seeing everyone is tinted inside me, right? It is. He put it, blew my mind. And I'm like, it's so true because it really brings clarity around. It takes the pressure off in a way, though, too, right? Let's see what else they have here for you. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. Enjoying the process of life unfolding is an important piece of that. And, here's the Aries energy that we're in right now, the Emperor, which is, you know, understanding that everyone has a different idea of how they think this character should be and live and how the world should be. But I'm the master of my you know, um, story, and I get to choose. And this is what they're saying here is that, when you step away and realize I'm the one, I'm not at the whim of the world. I'm not, oh, I'm my history, I'm my past, I'm my, you know, all the opinions of what everyone has told me and said, and no, I get to decide, and there's this freedom that comes from it, and you don't have to undo all of that. It's like, no, I get to decide to put all my energy into who I want to be, and the rest of this we take care of as we go. We don't have to like revamp our entire life. It's like, you know what, this is who I'm going to be and what I'm going to do, and then the rest will, you know, do that. Yeah, it's a very unique experience for sure. Yeah, Queen of Cups. So you've got the, understanding this is that moon energy. I feel like you need to understand how influenced you are by the moon energy with the Queen of Cups, because she not only helps roll over the cups with the king, she gets a second portion. So she's the master of emotion. And so, the moon energy that, every 2 to 3 days changes, into a different sign, it influences us differently. Even there's a difference between each of the 3 different water signs on the moon when it goes through it. But every 28 to 29 days, we go through the entire zodiac, and then we do it again, we do it again, we do it again. We're on this constant, experiencing all 4 elements, but I feel like the moon especially impacts you. Yeah, and that's what's bringing up this 8 of cups, which all these emotions bubble up from the surface. It's because you are learning all of this, you're connecting to these deep, deep emotions that are stuffed so deep in there that they're bubbling to the surface, and that's what this next 2 years is, being gentle with yourself, yeah. Even got the full card here. So we've got this, you know, uh, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures, free of all these rules and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. That's where all our fear and angst comes from, is the past. All these rules we learn through praise and punishment. But this is a whole new world that we can go forward going, you know what? Starting fresh, I'm clearing off the table and I'm only going to put on the table the things that I want. Not when people are handing me stuff, go put this on the table, put that on the table. And we're like, okay, 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 okay. I see here. I see here. Yeah. So I like that. Yeah, yeah. I definitely feel like you are influenced by it, and it does impact your moods. Yeah, you can, you can be pretty angsty. You're so funny. All right, so that is what they have for you, and let me take a look here. And thank you for all your multiple donations and all your great questions. I love it. I feel like we all glean from your questions. All right. All right. Yeah, right. So many blessings to you, my dear. And then infinity is one. You are up next. And then I do have one more PayPal that came through. All right. Okay. So Shay Shay. and and love 1234. I think you asked a follow-up question, so you'll be up after that as well. All right. So infinity is one. Thank you so much. Let's give that some love and a like there. Question above: are M and D right about the things they say you're doing wrong? Is there anything you can do to improve the situation? All right, let's take a look here. In their minds, let's take a look here. So, what about the situation? Are they right? And what can you do about it? All right. All right. Well, we've got here, I feel like, if these are two individuals, I feel like there's someone, the alchemist is someone who's taking action here. The 5 of Cups is transformation of emotion from something that feels, um, not broken, but um, like broken cups down there on the bottom there. So I feel like they're saying here depends on your perspective. The bottom of the deck, you've got the five, not the five, the Hierophant, the major arcana number five, which is your higher self drawing you to see the capital T truths of a situation. And you even got the death and rebirth on the bottom here. And I feel like they're saying when you look at the situation, there is no right or wrong when you look at it from spirit's point of view. They don't see right or wrong. They see different choices with different experiences, different results. And so and that's what they're saying, and that makes sense now when I originally just it came to mind. Well, in their minds, in their small t truths, they are right. But everyone has their own small t truths, and where battles happen, where struggle happens, where conflict happens, is when we each try to prove that our small t truth, rooted in fear, is more truer than other people's small t truths, rooted in fear. That's where battles and wars happen. But the thing is there's no right answer. There's just different answers. There's just different things, but everyone will have an idea of, oh no, this is the answer. We're like, all right. So, we have a choice in a situation. We can continue to battle with people. But when we do see things from the higher perspective, when we look at a place from unconditional love, we don't feel the need to defend our lies, our small t truths in fear, because they are lie, they are not true. And we don't need to prove anything. We don't need to defend. We don't need to attack. We don't need to go into that fight or flight. And so, when we realize that and we see things from that higher place, even from this place of love here, you even got the king of swords underneath there, which the king of swords is, this ace of swords allows them to see things from that higher perspective from that. And that's what brings peace of mind with the four of swords, which that means no battling goes on there. So we can look at where is this energy, what is the situation, you know, is it okay to say, "Oh, I see where you guys are coming from." And okay, I don't need to be right. And, you know, that's so freeing. Our inner human ego is the one that goes, no, I can't be wrong and then be right, and even though I know I'm right or I think I'm right, because then that makes me look bad and it makes me unacceptable, it makes me lower than them. But that's our story in here. If I realize, you know what, I could battle, but is that where I want to, invest my energy? What do they say? How's that saying go? Do I want to be right or do I want to have joy in my life? Because a lot of times they are not happen at the same time. Can either just go release and go, you know what? Agree to disagree is the way where you're releasing the need to be right. And but even that is a battle because I'm like, no, even just telling someone that. And I like this energy because on the bottom of the deck, I mean, not on the bottom of the deck, but the other three cards you got were the King of Wands, so managing your energy, your power, your fire, right? Choosing joy, the Four of Wands, and that's what creates new opportunities with the Ace of Pentacles. So, I feel like those are things that can unfold there, and um, we can see what comes from that, right? But nope, none of the free readings yet, Johanna. Yeah, you're very welcome. So hopefully that helped infinity. And thank you again for your donation. And it's so freeing, I know, trust me. I'm resonating with those things of, you know, um, especially when it comes to political things and religious beliefs and different things growing up, I've had, and being gay and everything else, there's like all these different wonderful battles, happening in life about people have their opinion and they want to prove you wrong. And I found it's a waste of energy, trying to get other people to admit that I'm right and they're wrong. Not a good investment of energy. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Infinity. So many blessings to you. All right. And all right, got a couple more donations too. All right. I'm going to be on for about 15 minutes. So let's see how many we can get through here. And for everyone else, for the free readings, I'm probably not going to get to any of those in this session, but I will come back after my praying mantis session after I eat to finish out the free readings. Then I'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and then tomorrow morning as well. So um, I shall return. All right, and thank you guys for all the donations. It's how I um, am able to offer all the free things I do. Otherwise, I'd be working a full-time job and exhausted and not doing hardly anything that I do. So thank you guys. All right. So Shay, you are up. Thank you for your additional donation on the PayPal. And let's take a look here. It may not be your last question. That's right. You can ask as many as you want. Oh, very good. Yes. 8 years old. Oh, wow. Yeah, I understand that for sure. You never listen to another guy because oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look here and see if they'll be patient with them. And I definitely understand that for sure because they are such little balls of love and trust and you really yeah, I get that for sure. Let's take a look here. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, the bottom of the deck, you've got the Four of Wands, and then you also have the Wheel of Fortune. So, and then the Two of Coins. I feel like there's a balancing definitely coming in here with the Two of Coins that because we have here that I feel like you're going to wait a little bit of time with the Knight of Pentacles. But the Ace of Cups, I just feel just totally um I feel like they do totally there's just like this bond between the two of them. And, they're learning to close their head and open their heart here with the Two of Swords. This is all this balancing that's coming in here. Of course, you're not going to do it like, you know, first date, here you go. So I know you're gonna wait here for this to happen. But I do love this, because I feel like the Hermit card here is you'll know when the time is right with that. There's like this little delay in doing that, which supports that, right? Yeah, yeah. But I love this because, this just feels very balanced here. And you've got the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. And there's this, I feel like this is the two of you. The King of Cups comes in as one of my, like, such a compatible individual. And, of course, they roll over cups and they all the kings get a portion of swords, so they have the balance of mind and heart. And the Queen of Wands has fire and cups, so you guys meet together emotionally, with this. And I just feel like it's a positive interaction there. And I feel like I want to pull an oracle card for you real quick too. Where do we want to go? Oh, I don't know, to see like sea turtles. Just feel like because I don't know if your son likes sea turtles. It just the turtles are really jumping out. Or slow and steady. Here you go. The slow and steady wins the race, not your son. Let me just clarify that. You're like, how rude. Because he's a little feisty one. I like him. He does love sea turtles. Okay, so that's why. Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's see what they have here for you. Yeah, looking at the underbelly. Yeah, he's the rabbit, right? Yeah, it's good. It's a good balance between the two of you here. Yeah, that's funny. The humpback whale's annual migration route is one of the longest of any mammal at around 5,000 kilometers. They remind you to keep moving, and when the journey seems daunting, constant progress will get you where you're headed. So, here's that energy of doing that. Humpback whales are considered record keepers. They feed in the cool waters near the poles and journey great distances to birth their young in the warmer waters of the tropics. They don't eat during breeding season but live off of their blubber. The young whale calves nurse on their mother's milk. They return to colder glacial waters to feed and regain the weight they lost in the mating season. That's too funny. Yeah, I feel like this other message, they wanted to kinda just focus on the length of the time and the length of the journey and to trust the length of the journey. That's funny. I like that. Uh, too fun, too fun. Yeah, so that's the message they wanted with that. I think the sea turtles was the biggest thing because, they've got 3 sea turtles going together here with big hearts in the middle. So I almost feel like the card here itself was this one here. So I like that. All right. So I feel like that's a thumbs up from Spirit on this one here. So I like that for you, Shay Shay. All right. So let me just get these in here. You are very welcome. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. I'm going to switch over here to these other cards. And so Infinity, we did that one. We did that one. And love1234. I don't. I didn't get the cash up, and I didn't answer the other question. What was your follow-up question? I wanted to know. Okay, save and enjoying. Ask if you see. Oh, if you see you getting it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that energy was there. Yeah, you got the Four of Pentacles, love 1234, which is the stability in the outside world, and home, which is, like you said, it was this energy of working from home partially, right? Remote. So that's a positive one on there for you there. Sorry, I didn't see that until now. All right. Oh, thank you so much for your donation there. All right, you are back. All right, so I've got a few more to go here. I'm not, let's see if I can get through these. So Nova, thank you for your additional one. Oh, with your halo on there. And you want to know, let's see here. Last question. There it is. What growth healing will you see within yourself as this transpires? And what do you need to trust during this process as the days move forward? All right. So let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, one of the big things you're gonna have less of a battle and conflict within between your head and your heart as this unfolds. That's what's on the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, and you got the Nine of Pentacles and the Hierophant, which this is being drawn higher and seeing the capital T truths of life and feeling this independence and feeling this connection with spirit that comes in here too. Feeling this again, independence, it keeps on saying independence. Like you're seeing your worth, the capital T truths in relationship of who I am truly in relationship to the world, and the way you look at your worth in relationship to the world changes. Like I don't define myself by that. I define myself by this. And so this is the big transformation that comes through that. Yeah. And you have this transformation here of your emotions moving from old ways of emotions to new ways. It's the transformative card, your power of emotional choice, and letting go and becoming aware of your past thoughts and beliefs that also have, cheated you and you have thieved you out of experiences of joy, right? Because I like the Seven of Swords because there's two swords that are left behind. So you've already let some of those go. You have three swords that they're looking at, so you're becoming aware of those. And then there's just other things that you'll discover later as you drop those. So it is progressively, you know, transformation of emotion, which also helps transform and release thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It allows you to see those things, allows the freedom that comes in with those. And and what do you need to trust during this? Trust the dream. I love it. So the dreams come true. Trust that the dream that you have for your life um, isn't something that you know um, is like an assignment. I have to do this. The dream that you have to trust is that I came here on purpose for a purpose, and it's not that I have to do anything to make my dream come true. I just have to be me. And that's the thing you have to trust is being you is what makes your dreams come true, not trying to be something you're not. Because if you're being yourself in this moment, you're living your dream and you're headed toward it. But if you, oh my gosh, you're putting all this stuff into the future that has to be, must be, should be, need to be, has to be, and all the stuff of the past that should have been, must have been, was supposed to have been, that takes us out of our true identity and it brings us into that made up personality. But when we come back to right here, right now, we are truly ourselves. And then you show up as yourself. That's what makes your dream come true. So I love that. Boom. Yep. Like everyone. And it's you're discovering the obstacles that your past has created to blind you of who you really are. And you're just removing the band-aids that are on your glasses so that you can see, "Oh, there I am." I don't know why they had band-aids across the glasses, but you're like, "What are these things?" "Oh, I thought I had wounds of my past, so I was putting band-aids on all these things, which eventually I couldn't see who I was, but as I'm removing them, you're seeing bits and pieces and go, 'Oh, there's a piece of who I am,' and the whole big picture is coming into view." I love that. That's funny. All right, so that's what they have for you, Supernova. So thank you again for all your donations and all your lovely questions. All right, and then Natalia, 23, you are up. So let's give that some love and a like there. And you want to know, Travis Leo, is he going to contact you today? All right, let's take a look here. Is he going to contact you today? All right, two cards. All right. What's on the bottom here? Well, with this, it doesn't feel we've got the 9 of Pentacles, the hermit's journey alone in the outside world, but the Page of Pentacles is a new opportunity coming up here. So I feel like they're gonna contact you today about getting together later, but not like today, like not to get together today. I feel like you'll be with yourself with spirit here with the 9 of Pentacles, but the Page of Pentacles feels like, that there's that they'll be wanting to plan a get together next kind of thing, but that that how's that there? But we got the Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion on the bottom of the deck. So um, I don't feel it's like for lack of desire. I just feel like they've got something that's happening where they're like, I'd really like to get together today, but I got this event, or I gotta have go to this birthday party, or blah blah blah. It's like a obligation. Yeah. um, right. So I feel like there are like something comes in there where um they need to change. If you had plans already, then that can be also a change of plans, of like it can't be at the time that you wanted, it will be later than you had planned. But yeah, if you already had plans, um you always makes excuses. Well, they do have these things. Well, you've got, the world card, ending of cycles, beginning of new adventures. I just feel like they're very disorganized, and they double book, and they always have to, have things change. But, you know, yeah, I would end new beginnings. So you can ask yourself, why do you allow so much of it, right? You can even see, I always make excuses. How do I always make excuses for my behavior, right? And it's like, you know what? I'm no longer going to make excuses for allowing this. I'm done. Here you go. Yeah. So if they, you know, call and say they're going to be late, that's different. But if they're like, "Oh, I can't," you're just like, "Okay, appreciate you letting me know. Have a good one." And done. Snap, snap, right? I'm done. I love that. So I like it. I like this power that you're stepping into, though, Natalia. So I like it. All right. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for the donation. And, if you need help burying the body, just email me. Well, yeah, do it encrypted though, so they can't track us. I'm just kidding. They're not worth that. They're not worth that. All right. Many blessings to you. All right, Infinity is one. Thank you for your additional donation there. Let's give that some love and a like there. And it was sending Leo. Let's see, was sending Leo a message, growth or a relapse? Oh, okay. I get you here. Let's take a look here. Yes, you will, Natalia. you know, not it's not worth the prison time or the trash bag. All right, let's take a look here. Was it growth or relapse here? We've got on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Knight of Swords, which is a movement and change of mindset and thinking, and even you even got the Page of Swords coming in here. So I feel like it's part of your learning, part of your growth that's going on here. And I do feel like through it all, you know, you have this 7 of Cups, which is, this emotional, um, I don't want to say confusion, but emotional drama that becomes emotionally stable. And I feel like the approach that is happening here, that it's different, right? Because you've got this 5 of Wands too, which is the changing, you know, of energy from something of fear to something more loving. And I just feel like with all of this coming together here, it's a different approach. The communication is differently, this movement of communication. And you're realizing here, wow, even on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Ace of Swords. You got the Knight, the Page, and the Ace. They all carry the Ace of Swords. New communication, heightened communication, and the 10 of wands too on the bottom of the deck, which is this movement of energy of from looking at things in a different way, investing your energy differently, and that you aren't who you were before, so you're approaching it differently. Different expectations, if any. I feel like very low expectations, very low, you know it's like, I'm just gonna see this, I'm just going to see what I learned through this. And I feel like that's the difference between going into something blindly and now going in with your eyes wide open, if that makes sense. So I feel like it is not a relapse because I don't feel like you're going, all right, let's try this again, hit a wall. It's like you're going in, okay, let's try it this way now. So I like this. I feel like there's no harm, no foul. There's no danger, no stranger danger happening. So that's what's coming in. All right, everybody. Love 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you put your questions? Where's your questions? Um, I will come back here. You're very welcome. I'm so glad. Let's see. Um, so love 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't see questions. Oh, okay, okay. Just for another yes or no. Okay, I see. I see it there. Okay, good. And then Brenda, I will come back for those questions. You'll be first, and then Brenda, if you okay, your question there. Um, you'll be second when I come back because I'm actually 2 minutes late to my other session already. I got all involved. I do that. So I will return for those in about two, probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe less. But I will, you guys will be first for those. And for all the free readings, I will come back and finish them all out here. Let me just grab screenshots so that I have them all, and appreciate all the donations. Like I said, it's definitely is how I'm able to continue to do everything that I do, and I really appreciate all of your love and all of your support. All the thumbs up too. It does help spread the Zen love. So for those of you that aren't able to make donations, giving the video a stream a like definitely helps be part of the love tsunami. So I appreciate all of that. And again, thank you guys for your patience in me getting to the free readings. Okay. Sorry, no, I'm just super focusing so I don't miss anyone. If you do something too fast, you just, screw things up. At least that's my experience. All right. Right. We did those. We did those. All right. And then we're right here. All right. All right. Got them all. All right, everybody. If you want something in the meantime, be sure to check out my free content on my main page, too. I've got a ton of things with the eclipses and the equinoxes and Aries season and meditation pick a cards and all sorts of stuff. So be sure to check those out if you want messages in the meantime. It's like magazines and the waiting area. You can check those out and follow your heart. Spirit will have messages for you there too. So many blessings to everybody. Much love to you. And remember, every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So we'll see you soon. I'm out.